Hello children, let's come back to our mathematics class. Today we are going to see a new topic, that is we are going to see Gauss-Jordan method. Before we go to Gauss-Jordan method, let us just have a small recap that what we have done in our previous class. So we have found a rank using two methods. One was by minor method and one was by row reduction method. I hope you have completed all your homeworks and submitted. So do your work regularly. Present your homework very neatly so that this homework mark will be included for your internal assessment. So if you want to score full 10 marks, you have to submit your homeworks and assignment on time. So let's start our maths class. So today we are going to continue with exercise 1.2. We are going to start with the third question. We have already completed sum number 1 and sum number 2. So take down your classwork. Write down today's date. Okay. Now give the heading as points. Write down Gauss-Jordan method. Take down the first point as Gauss-Jordan method. That is from exercise 1.2. Question number 3 deals with Gauss-Jordan method. So first of all, let's know what is Gauss-Jordan method. So this method is transforming a non-singular matrix A. So one matrix will be given to you. It will be a non-singular matrix and you are going to transform this to the form In. In is nothing, it's a identity matrix by applying elementary row operations. Is called Gauss-Jordan method. This here, it's a non-singular matrix. Okay, so two main things here. So it should be a non-singular matrix and it is being converted to In. What is In here? It's a identity matrix. And what you are going to apply? You are going to apply elementary row operations. Already we have seen 3 rules. Yes, children, under elementary row operations. The first one was any row or column can be interchanged. That R1 can be interchanged to R2 or column can be interchanged to column 3. So this was the first rule. That is under elementary row operations, the first rule is we can change any row or we can interchange any column. The second one was any particular row or column can be multiplied by a scalar. Just see here, suppose you have row 1, so row 1 can change to 3R1. We can just multiply by any non-zero number. The third rule was, it was this condition. It was R1 will change to R1 plus some multiple of R2. So you can just add the 2 rows and you can just multiply the second row with some non-scalar, that is from non-zero number. So what this R1 changes to? R1 will change to R1 plus 3R2. So this goes according to the requirement. So this is not the same rule that we have to follow. So we have to change the rule according to the question. So this is the definition. So let's read the definition once again. Transforming a non-singular matrix A to the form In by applying elementary row operations is called Gauss-Jordan method. Have you taken on the definition? Okay. Now let's start with our sum. Write down the question. Find the inverse of each of the following by Gauss-Jordan method. Take on the first sum, 2 minus 1, 5 minus 2. I hope you have taken on the definition and also you have noted down the first question. So let's start our sum, children. This is a very important question. This type of question will be asked for 2 to 3 marks. So according to the order, suppose it's a 2 by 2 order, the question may be asked for 2 marks. If it's a 3 by 3 order, the question may be asked for 5 marks. So just be careful with the question, understand the question carefully, copy down the numbers properly, and let's start with the step. 2 minus 1, 5 minus 2. Read the question once again. They're saying find the inverse. Already we have found the inverse in exercise 1.1, that was using formula. So do not mix up that sum over here. Here the question is clear. You have to find the inverse using Gauss-Jordan method. So this method is totally different. You should not get confused with the two methods. That is, the first we have done inverse. Yes, we have found inverse by using this formula 1 upon mod, that is determinant A, adjoint A. So this is different, and this Gauss-Jordan is different. So they are totally different. So do not get confused with this two method. So you have to read the question carefully, understand the question, and accordingly you have to answer. So now by which method you are going to follow? We are going to follow Gauss-Jordan method to find the inverse. So we are not going to apply the formula. So be careful. Click the button and go on.
Click is on it.
What is called? Right away it comes.
What is that?
What's the answer?
It is good.
Only the.
What is that?
Okay.
My knowledge is that.
Hello. Are you clear? Okay. Yes, somebody. Okay, let's continue our sum. So let's see the method issue. So how to start our sum? So the first method is you are going to write the augmented matrix. Now what do you mean by augmented matrix? Just see here, that is you are going to write two matrices together. So how you are going to write A, just put a small line, here you write I2. Now why I am writing here I2? Because this is of order 2 by 2. So how to find the order, children? We find the order by finding the number of rows and by finding the number of columns. It's 2 rows and 2 columns. So A by I2. If you have 3 rows, 3 columns, you have to write 3 by 3. It goes like this, okay? So now what's this? That is when you express two matrices together in this particular form, you call this as augmented matrix. I'll just mention it. Augmented. A-U-G-M-E-N-T-E-D. Augmented matrix. Okay, children? Now let's see how to continue our sum. So now what's a Gauss-Jordan method? So I've just written the way to represent our matrix. So just mention here, let A is equal to 2 minus 1, 5 minus 2. So now you're going to represent this in augmented matrix. So this is 2 minus 1, 5 minus 2. What is here? Its line is given here. So just put a line. I2, what is the identity matrix of 2 by 2? It's 1, yes, 0, okay, 0, 1. That's all. So this is the way of presenting your augmented matrix. Now what we are going to do? How we are going to find the inverse here, children? See here, see now this 1, 0, 0, 1. So they are saying that transforming a non-singular matrix, okay? So this is a non-singular matrix over here. So we are going to transform this matrix to this side. And there is interchange. We are just interchanging. That is, you are going to bring here 1, 0, 0, 1. But I just cannot interchange them directly. We have some steps to be followed so that we get here 1, 0, 0, 1. Are you clear, children? Let me just tell you what we are doing. The question is to find the inverse. We have already found inverse in exercise 1.1. But this is different. Here, the question is to find inverse by using Gauss-Jordan method. So when you are applying the Gauss-Jordan method, you have to write the matrix as augmented matrix. What is the augmented matrix? Write the matrix in this form. That is A by I2. So what is A here? 2 minus 1, 5 minus 2. So let's write the matrix as augmented matrix. So it becomes 2 minus 1, 5 minus 2. Put a line over there. Write the identity matrix, that is 1, 0, 0, 1. Now let's see how to simplify our sum. Let us see, children. So now what is the element we need here? We need 1. What is the first element here? The first element is 2. So I want the first element to be 1. So now what we are going to do? We are going to change this 2 as 1. So now let's see the operation over here. So R1, we are going to change R1. So R1 is changing as, or R1 changes to R1 divided by 2. Are you getting the step, children? So R1 changes to R1 upon 2. So let's see the next step. So this is, when you apply this change, what do you get here? Only R1 is changing. See here, R1. So when you are considering R1, we have to consider the whole thing. We just cannot stop to the A part. You have to consider the whole row. So what is that? 2. 2 upon 2 gives you 1. Okay. What is the next number here? Minus 1. Minus 1 divided by 2? Minus 1 upon 2. Okay. Now what's here? 1. 1 upon 2. Next, 0 upon 2? 0. So we have changed the first row. So what was the changes? The change was R1 is being changed to R1 divided by 2. So you get 1, minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2 and 0. And we have not touched R2, so just keep R2 as it is. It's 5 minus 2, 0. Okay, the first step is clear to you, children? So we have presented in terms of augmented matrix. Then we are changing R1 as R1 upon 2. So I got the first element as 1. That's what we need. I need here that in place of A, that is transforming the matrix A as INS. So you are going to change this matrix as identity matrix. So we have to change this matrix as 1, 0, 0, 1. So first part is done. Yes, we have found 1 here. Now what is the next thing is? I have to change this 5 as 0. So what will be the conversion, children? Yes, so we have to change R2. So how is R2 changed? R2 changes to R2 minus 5R1. How is R2 changed as? R2 is changed as R2 minus 5R1. Let's apply the changes over there. Let's apply the elementary operations. So the first part is not changes. So keep the row, first row as it is. We are not going to do any changes here. So it's 1 minus half, half, 0. Nothing is changed in the first row. Now let's go for the second row. What's the operation here? It's R2. What's changing? The row 2 is getting converted. Row 2 is getting converted as row 2 minus 5R1. Why we are using this operation? So that I get here 0. So let's find out the answer. See here, R2. So what is that? 5. I'll just refer here, children. 5 minus 5. R1. What is the corresponding R1? 1. So 5 minus 5 is 0. I'll get here 0. Done. Come to the next. Choose the next element. It's minus 2. Minus 2 minus 5 R1. What's the corresponding R1 here? Minus half. Minus 2 plus 5 by 2. Minus 4 plus 5 upon 2. 1 upon 2. So what do you get there? 1 upon 2. Okay, now let's go for the next conversion. Here we have 0, yes? So 0 minus R2 is 0, yes? Minus 5. Corresponding R1? Half. Half. So it's minus 5 by 2. Next we have 1 here. So write here 1 minus 5. Corresponding R1 is 0. So the answer is 1. So what do you get there? 1. So 0, half, minus 5 by 2, 1. 1. So what was the previous row, children? What was the previous R2? The previous R2 was 5 minus 2, 0, 1. So now how it's being changed? It's changed as 0, half, minus 5 by 2 and 1. So we are using here all the elementary transformations that we have studied in our previous classes. So remember the 3 rules that to be followed. So we can interchange, we can multiply, or we can just do a scale like this. We can have divided minus over here and we are multiplying it. So this is based on the 3rd rule of elementary transformation. So we use the elementary transformations to find out the it's not only used in a Gauss-Jordan method, but for many applications we use the elementary transformation. So you have to be thorough with the elementary transformations. So I hope the step is clear to you, okay? So we have performed 2 changes. First one was the R1 was changed to R1 by 2, and the second thing is R2 is changing to R2 minus 5 R1. Still our sum is not complete. Yes? Just we have, so this was the matrices 1 0. The matrix was 1 0 0 1. So we have achieved this part. We have achieved this part. Now 2 more parts. That is minus half. In place of this we have to get 0. And here we have to get 1. So let's see what are the transformations to be followed. I'll grab this part. I hope you have taken the rough part. Yes. So now let's see what to do. So now this term is, that is the first row, second element has to be 0. So what can be done? See here, if I add this 2, if I add the first and the second one, what do I get here? 0. Yes, minus half plus half will give you 0. So now write here R1. Where are you going to make a change? We are going to make a change in row 1. So R1 is changing to what? R1 plus R2. So write the matrix. R1 is changing this. So 1 plus 0. 1. Done. Minus half plus half. 0. Good. Next. Half minus 5 by 2. Let's see the calculation here. Half minus 5 by 2. So what do you get here? Minus 4 upon 2. The denominators are same as children. So we can take the numerators together. So I get 1 minus 5 upon 2, which is equal to minus 4 upon 2, which is equal to minus 2. So what do you get here? Yes, minus 2. Perform the next operation. So what do you get, children, here? 0 plus 1. Yes, good. So we have got the answer here as 1. So I have changed the first row, that is 1 minus half, half 0 has changed to or has transformed to 1, 0, minus 2, 1. Okay, and nothing. There is no change in R2. So keep the R2 part as it is. So I get here 0, half, minus 5 by 2 and 1. So now let's see what's left here, children. What's left here? The fourth part is we have got 1. We have got here 0. We have got here 0. Here half is there. So I don't want here half. Instead of half, I need here 1. So what can be done? Tell me the transformation here. Yes, it has to be multiplied by 2. See what happens if I multiply half by 2. 2 and 2 gets cancelled. So you get here. So what is the transformation first of all? R2 is getting changes, children. So R2 changes to R2 multiply by 2. So you can just write here R2 multiply by 2. So what do you get? So there is no change in the first part, first row. So just write here 1, 0, minus 2, 1, 0 is 0. Half into 2. Half into 2 gives you 1. Done. Minus 5 by 2 into 2. 2 gets cancelled. What's left here? Minus 5. 1 into 2 is 2. So now just see children. So we started with the matrix A and In was here. So now what we have done, we have interchanged them. That is, we have interchanged the identity matrix in place of A using, what is that? Elementary row operations, elementary operations. So now what's your answer? Therefore, A inverse is equal to minus 2, 1, minus 5, 2. So this is our required answer. We have tried our answer using which method? Gauss-Jordan method. So take down the answer, children. So we have completed subpart 1 from question number 3. Now let's go for the second subpart. And the third subpart will be your homework, children. So your homework, just take down your homework, children, your homework. Exercise 1.2, question number 3, third subpart. Question number 3, third subpart is your homework. Okay. So you are going to just follow your second subpart and you are going to complete the third subpart. Okay, before I go to sum number 2, let me give you the assignment, children. About the assignment, let me give you the details about assignment. Assignment, for every subject wise, you have to submit your assignment subject wise, and assignment will be written in a 4 sheet paper, or you just use okay, you can use your long size paper, no problem. Use your long size paper. I'm just talking about my maths subject, okay, children. So you can use your long paper and whatever assignments are given. So you just write the date, write down assignment number 1 or assignment number 2. So you have to mention the number of assignments and you have to just file it and keep it safely. So once the date is being given for submission of assignment, you have to submit the assignment. So you will be given an idea how to submit your assignments. So your work is to just keep your assignment works ready. So you have to file up your assignments. For every subject you have to file it separately. Just do not insert everything together. Okay? So you have to file it. Just again I'm saying, just listen to me carefully. Assignments have to be filed up separately, subject wise. So you have to take a long size paper or you have to take a A4 sheet paper, write all the assignments. When you write the assignments, draw a margin, draw a rough column. Wherever you need a rough column, that place you have to draw a rough column. Write the question and write the answer. So your assignment work is, from all you people have solved till exercise 1.7s, solved examples. We have completed till 1.7s. So assignment is, so this is the homework part. Do not get confused with your homework and assignment. Homework is the part that you are going to submit every day. You have to submit the day itself. And assignment, it will be you will be given a time for submission of assignment. So on that particular day, you have to submit your assignment. So just don't wait till the last day. The day itself you can complete. So if we give 10 sums, every day try to do 2-3 sums so that we in 2-3 days you can complete your assignments. Your assignment is, I'm just writing the assignment here. Assignment, it's solved example 1.8 to 1.21. All the sums are important. You know that questions will be asked from solved examples also. So once you are clear with your solved examples and your exercise sums, you will be ready for your mathematics exam and you can go score good marks. So your assignment is 1.8 to 1.21. So just go on solving all the sums. So write the question. In the textbook they have given some answers directly, but I want you to do you have to do step by step, and wherever calculation parts are there, try to solve the calculation part in the rough work. So you have to show. So when you go step by step, the sums will be clear to you. I hope the assignment work is clear to you. So what's the assignment work, children? It's solve example 1.8 to 1.21. Okay, have you taken down the assignment? Note down your assignments and note down your homework. For today's homework is exercise 1.2, question number 3, third subpart. Now let's go for the second subpart. Take on the second question, children. What's the question? 1 minus 1, 0. Second subpart. 1 minus 1, 0. 1, 0 minus 1. 6 minus 2 minus 2. 6 minus 2 minus 2. Done? So we have taken in the question. Here also the same manner. In the previous one was based on 2 by 2 matrix. Now we have a matrix which is of the order 3 by 3. So we have to just follow the same step. Only the thing is we have little more steps over here. Here instead of 1 0 0 1, we have an identity matrix of 3 by 3 order. So just follow our sum. Just write down the first part here. So what is the form of the matrix here? The form of the matrix is A by I3. I3, see 3 by 3 matrix. So we have to take a I3. If it's 2 by 2 matrix, I2. I2 is not, I3 is nothing, it's an identity matrix of 3 by 3 order. So for how you are getting this? By applying, this is a Gauss-Jordan method. So we are applying a Gauss-Jordan method. Okay, so A by I3. I am not using the formula method. Here it's mentioned that you are going to use Gauss-Jordan method. So what is the way of presenting your Gauss-Jordan? You have to write the augmented matrix. How to write augmented matrix? Write both the matrix together. That is A by I3. Okay, now let's continue. Before we continue, let's take what is A over here. So what's A here, children? So let's A is equal to 1 minus 1 0, 1 0 minus 1, 6 minus 2 minus 3. Okay, done? Now, present your answer in terms of augmented matrix. So therefore, A by I3 is equal to 1 minus 1 0, 1 0 minus 1, 6 minus 2 minus 3. And here we have an augmented line and we have here I3. It's 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. So we have taken down the augmented matrix. Now let's see how to change the rows by using elementary transformations, row or column transformations. Okay, let's see the first step here. What's the first element here, children? The first element of the first row is 1. So what is the first step? Is try to get 0 for the second row first element and for the third row's first element. So we have to make this 1 as 0 and also this 6 as 0. So what is the changes we are going to do here? What row transformation we are going to do? See here, R2 is going to be changed. I am not going to change R1 because already we have 1 in R1. Yes, the first element of R1 is 1. So no need to do any changes. Just see for the second row, first element, it's 1 here. What do we need here? We need here 0. And what do we need here? Again we need here 0. So let's see the conversion, children. So R2 is changed as, this is 1, yes? So R2 minus R1. It is 1 minus 1 gives you 0. So R2 changes to R2 minus R1. Okay, now let's go for the third row. What's the third row here? When we see the third row, what is the first element here? The first element is 6. But what we need here? 0. And how are we going to change this? Yes. R3 changes to R3 minus 6R1. We have done this type of transformations in our previous sums. So just have a glance of your previous sums and just let's continue our sum. So we have made two conversions here. We are changing R2 and also we are changing R3. So what was the conversion for R2? It is R2 changing to R2 minus R1 and R3 changes to R3 minus 6R1. So let's write down the matrix part. It's 1, minus 1, 0. We are not doing any changes to the first row, yes? So just keep the first row as it is. 1, 0, 0. Then the first row is not changed, so I'm just keeping the first row as it is. So this is the step. Children, just follow the step. The step of questions are asked. They are always asking to find the inverse using Gauss-Jordan method. This type of question will be there. So understand the question. So first of all, you have to present the method. What is the method? A by I3. This I3 or I2 depends upon the question. You just see the question and find the order. Then you have to just substitute in terms of A and I3 and just we are seeing the conversion. Always remember the first element should be 1. Always the first element of the first row should be 1. Keep that in your mind. And once you make it as 1, everything goes on easy. You can just simplify some very easy. Okay. So R2 is changing to R2 minus R1. So let's have a change, children. Do the sum. Let's try the sum. Yes. What is the first element of second row? Yes, it becomes 0. See here, children. 1 minus 1. R2 minus R1. So 1 minus 1 is 0. Done. Good. Next, R2 minus R1. So 0 minus of minus 1. 0 minus 1. So what do you get here? Plus 1. Then what's the next thing? R2 minus R1. So here minus 1. Corresponding R1? 0. Minus 1 minus 0. It's minus 1. That's all. Similarly, complete the second part of the second row. Okay, so what do you get here? It's 0, yes? So 0 minus 1. What is 0 minus 1, children? It's minus 1. Done. 1 minus 0, 1. 0 minus 0, 0. Here. So we have completed the second row. So what we get here? We get 0, 1, minus 1, minus 1, 1, 0. Coming to the third row. What's the third row? It's third row is changing to row 3 minus 6R. When R3 changes to R3 minus 6R1. Let's write the answer over here. So it's 6 minus 6R1. 6 times R1. So 6 into 1. 6 minus 6, 0. Okay, next. Minus 2. Be careful with the operation, children. It's minus 2. Main sign is minus 6 R1. What is R1? Minus 1. So minus 2 plus 6. Minus 6 into minus 1 plus 6. So minus 2 plus 6. Minus plus minus. So 6 minus 2 is 4. Sign of the bigger number is plus. So the answer is 4. Be careful, children. I will explain to you once again the simplification. It's minus 2 minus 6 R1. R1 corresponding to minus 2, it's minus 1. So minus 2 plus 6. So plus minus minus. So you have to perform subtraction to get the answer 4. For the sign, I have to see the bigger number. What is the sign of the bigger number? It's plus. So the answer is plus 4. So you have to write here plus 4. Okay, next. Minus 3 minus 6, 0. Minus 3 minus 0, it's minus 3. I'll just keep here, minus 3, minus 6, 0. So minus 3, 6 into 0 is 0. So the answer is minus 3. Similarly, let us complete the second part also. So 0 minus 6 into 1. 0 minus 6 into 1. It's minus 6. 0 minus 0. Everything is 0. Here also we have 0, here also we have 0. So we get here 0. Then 1 minus 6 into 0. Yes, 1 minus 6 into 0. What is 6 into 0? Is 0. So 1 minus 0 is 1. So we have transformed R2 and R3. So now we have just done some steps. Just we have completed our first column. Yes, children. It was 1, 0, 0. Now we have still more steps to be done. That is what we need here. We need an identity matrix over here. Yes. So that is we need 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay. Now just see here, children. We have 1 here. Yes. In the second column already. Second number. That is. You can say what is that? This is A11, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3. So what is your A22 here? X1. So already we have 1 over here. So now where is the change to be done? That is we have to change this as 0 and also we have to change this as 0. So let's see how we can make them as 0. So how can we make it as 0? Yes. So for the first one, R1 can change to, you see here carefully, R1 will change to R1 plus R2. Yes, if I add this 2, I'll get the answer 0. So R1 changes to R1 plus R2. Then we have to change one more thing. I told you we have to make here, in place of 4, I need 0. Yes, children. So that R3, there is a change in R3. So R3 changes to 4 here, yes. R3 changes to R3 minus 4R2. R3 changes to R3 minus 4R2. So follow, complete the matrix. There is a change in R1 and there is a change in R3. So the second row is written as it is. So 0, 1, minus 1. There is no change in second row. Minus 1, 1, 0. So change your R1 and change your R3 and get me the answer. Okay, have you started, children? Let's do the sum orally. Let's find out the answer. It's because this is addition, yes. R1 is changed as R1 plus R2. So just we can add the values, 2 rows, and we can write the answer. So what do you get when you add 1 and 0? 1. Okay. What do you get when you add minus 1 and 1? 0. Okay. What do you get when you add 0 and minus 1? It's minus 1. 1 minus 1, 0, 0 plus 1, 1, 0 plus 0, 0. So the conversions, what are the conversions there? 1, 0, minus 1, 0, 1, 0. Now let's go for the third row conversion. R3 minus 4 R2, 0, okay, minus 4 R2. What's 4 R2? Yeah, 0. Yes, children, we are not, don't take this, it's R2. So be careful, 0 minus 4 R2, that's 0. So everything deals with 0, so we get here 0. 4 minus 4 R2, so 1. 4 minus 4, 0. Minus 3 minus 4 minus 1. Minus 3 plus 4. So 4 minus 3 is 1. Yes. Okay. Next. R3 minus 4 R2. Minus 6 minus 4 minus. Minus 6 plus 4. It's minus 2. 0 minus 4 into 1 minus 4. Last element 1. 1 minus 4 into 0. It's 1. So we have changed R1 and we have changed R3. So what we have, what is the answer we are getting? We are getting 0, 0, 1, minus 2, minus 4, 1 in the third row. So we have done. But still, this is our second row. Second row is almost done. Yes, children? We have completed the first column. Yes, we have got 1, 0, 0 done. Second column is also done. 0, 1, 0 done. Now what we need over here? We need here 0, 0, 1. Let's see how to complete the sum. So we need here 0, 0. Yes, and what are the numbers over here? Minus 1, and 1 here. Can you give me the answer? Quick answer. Yes, that's R. What is that? R1 is changed to, come on, R1 is changed to R1 plus R3. Yes, the numbers are same but the signs are different. So when we add these two, we get the answer 0. Yes, children. So R1 changes to R1 plus R3. Done. And one more thing, I have to make the second row's element also as 0. Yes. So R2 changes to R2 plus R3. R2 plus R3. So we have to just change the first row and the second row. So let's go for the changes. Okay, let's start our work. So just come in. Oh, let's start. I'll just do the sum here. R1, okay children? R1 plus R3. What is that? 1. 1 plus 0, 1. 0 plus 0, 0. Minus 1 plus 1, 0. 0 minus, that is 0 plus of minus 2 is, see, not get confused. 0 plus of minus 2 is minus 2. 0 plus of minus 2 is minus 2. Next. Here, yes children? 1 minus, plus of minus 4. So plus minus gives you minus. So 1 minus 4, minus 3. 0 plus 1, 1. Done. So what we have got here? 1, 0, 0, minus 2, minus 3, 1. We have to change the second row. Try out the sum. I just give you some time. Complete the second row. You have to just add the second row and the third row. Have you added, children? Let's check whether your answers are correct. So, first one, it's row 2. This R2 changes to R2 plus R3. Yes? So, add the second and the third row. 0, 1 plus 0, 1, minus 1 plus 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2, it's minus 3, 1 minus 4. Actually, see, I am just doing directly. It's 1 plus of minus 4. We know plus minus is minus, yes? So 1 minus 4 is minus 3. Then 0 plus 1, 1. Take on the last row where there is no conversion for the third row. So just we have to take the same element. So write down here 0, 0, 1, minus 2, minus 4, 1. Okay. So now just check your A part. So in that is A is being transformed to I. That is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So what's the inverse we are getting over here? Therefore, A inverse is equal to minus 2, minus 3, 1, minus 3, minus 3, 1, minus 2, minus 4, 1. So, this is the required answer. Okay children, so we have completed our exercise 1.2. Just one sum from exercise 1.2 children, very small homework, yes? Yes. So now we are going to see just one more method. So let's start. Have you completed this? Continue your classwork. Just mention there exercise 1.3. Just let's do one sum. It's a very easy type. Already we are going to use our exercise 1.1 for 1.3. So let's continue with this. Just we'll do one sum and we stop our class. Okay children? So let's start with the first sum here. So write on the question. Solve the following system of linear equations by matrix inversion method. Solve the following system of linear equations by matrix inversion method. Take on the first subpart. I hope you have taken down your assignments and you are going to follow the rules whatever we have told for submitting your assignments. So you have to just maintain a separate file for different subjects. Okay, you have to just keep it ready, and once it's been asked, you have to submit your assignments. So just do not postpone your work. You have to just give time for your assignments and homeworks every day. So let's take one sum from here. Let's write exercise 1.3, question number 1, first subpart. You are going to solve the following system of linear equations. So we have been given with linear equations there, and you're just going to solve the linear equations by matrix inversion method. Now solving the linear equation is just finding the value for the unknown variables. So you have to get the value. So for the first part, the unknown variables are x and y. So your work is to find out the answer, or your work is to find out the value for x and y. So let's start with the sum. So write on the question. 2x plus 5y is equal to minus 2. 2x plus 5y is equal to minus 2. X plus 2y is equal to minus 3. So this is a linear equation. So two linear equations are given to you, and you are going to solve the linear equations by, they have mentioned your method. Just we cannot use our normal solving part. Okay, we multiply, then we cancel some common terms, then we substitute the value for y. So we are not going to follow that method over here, substitution method over here. Just we are going to follow here matrix inversion method. So have you taken on the question children? Copy the question properly. It's 2x plus 5y is equal to minus 2. X plus 2y is equal to minus 3. Okay. So write on first step. You can just refer page 31 for the step children. So they have given you a step there. So just see the step. So we are just going to follow that step. So first step, write on. The matrix form of the system is. So we are going to write the matrix form. The matrix form of the system is. What is the matrix form of the system? Ax is equal to B. So remember the form. Remember the matrix form. The matrix form is Ax is equal to B. It's not into. Just again I am reminding you. It's Ax is equal to B. Now we have to take down the value for A. We have to take down the value for x, and also we have to write down the value for b. So from where are we going to find all the three values? We are going to find all the three values from the given equation. So let's see and let's try to find out the value. where A is equal to, what's A? Children, see, be careful, okay? A is nothing. A is the coefficients of the variable used here. Okay, what's the coefficient of variables? 2, 5, yes. What's the coefficient here? Nothing is mentioned, so don't write here 0. It is taken as 1, 1, 2. So what's A value? 2, 5, 1, 2. I got the value for A. What's the value for B? B is equal to, before going to B, I'll take X value, okay? So X is equal to, what are the variables used, children? I have X and Y. So just mention here X, Y. And what's the value for B? And B is equal to, the answer part on the LHS, RHS part. What are the numbers on RHS part? Minus 2, minus 3. So we have completed the first step. What's the first step? We are writing from the linear equation. So we have been given the linear equation. So we are writing the system first. That is the matrix form of the system is AX is equal to B. And from the question we are finding out the values for A, X and B. So we have written this. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to find out determinant of A. The question is to find inversion, matrix inversion method. So first of all, we are going to check whether the inverse exists. This is same like what we have followed in our previous sums. That is in exercise 1.1, we have found this determinant of A. And if determinant of A is not equal to 0, we say the inverse exists. So find determinant of A here. So determinant of A is equal to, we have a matrix here, yes children. So 2 2s are 4 minus 5. What is the answer? Minus 1, which is not equal to 0. Therefore, A inverse exists. Okay, so A inverse exists. So we can have, we can find out we can apply matrix inversion method. So now we have found A inverse. And already A inverse exists, yes, children, and we have got the value for determinant A also. Now let's go for the further step. So now what you are going to do here is, we are going to find out the value for A inverse. Let's see how to find the value for A inverse. So first we'll write the step, one step we'll be writing over here, and after writing the step we'll just find out the value for A inverse. So let's take the system here. What's the matrix system here? AX is equal to B. So substitute all the values. So 2, 5, 1, 2, X is XY is equal to B. That is minus 2 minus. This is very easy, some children. Only thing is just go step by step. So linear equation is given, write the form. What is the form of matrix inversion method? AX is equal to B. So find A, find B, find X. Check whether determinant A is there. It's not equal to 0. Yes, we got the answer which is not equal to 0. So we say A inverse exists. So we are proceeding further. Just we are taking the same system. We are substituting all the values. Clear? It's okay. Now let's see the next step. Now what is the unknown part here? This is the unknown part. So I keep the unknown part here. I have told you, whenever we are transferring or whenever we are shifting one matrix to the other part, that is from LHS to RHS, what we do is we see the placement of the matrix. Yes, children. Here was the position. This is 1. This is 2. So when this 1 is shifted to that part, it will be placed in the first position only. It will not go here. This is not placed here. Okay? This is not placed here. It is placed in the first part. So what do you get? This is equal to 2, 5, 1, 2 inverse minus 2 minus 3. Yes? Clear? And we have seen how to find inverse for 2 by 2 matrix directly. So let's apply the formula for A inverse. So how to find A inverse, children? See here? A inverse is 1 upon AD minus BC. A and D is interchanges. So D, A minus B minus C. Just interchange the sign. So you get D, A, changing the sign. No interchanging, only the changing sign. So minus B and minus C. So let's find out the answer for this, children. I'll just find out here, okay? So 2, 5, 1, 2 inverse is equal to. And just finding it separately so that it becomes easy for me to just substitute the value here. So this is 1 upon 80. So you can just continue this step here, no problem. Later on we will include the value here. So 1 upon 4 minus 5, that's minus 1. Already we have done, we have found determinant A. So that 80 minus BC is nothing but determinant of A only. So we have got the value minus 1. Then change the thing, A and D is interchanged. Here 2 and 2, so no need to worry, just keep 2 and 2 as it is. And then changing the sign, 5 changes to minus 5, 1 changes to minus 1. So what is the answer? It's 1 upon minus 1, yes children. So I'll just take the value here. I'll just keep minus 1 as it is separate here, minus 1. What is the answer? 2. Minus 5, minus 1, 2, minus 2, minus 3. So now we have to follow our matrix multiplication and get the answer. So this is equal to minus 1, I am just keeping it out only. 2 into minus 2, minus 4, minus 5 into minus 3, plus 15. Minus 1 into minus 2 plus 2. 2 into minus 3. 2 into minus 3. So it's minus 6. So solve it. Minus 1. Minus 4 plus 15, 11. 2 minus 6, minus 4. We have minus. Let's multiply by minus 1. So you get here minus 11. And so therefore xy is equal to minus 11, 4. So finally, what will be the final answer? Therefore, x is equal to minus 11, y is equal to 6. This is the required answer. X is equal to minus 11 and y is equal to 4. Take on the sum. Okay. So just include one more detail in your homework. Question number 1. Second support. Okay. Do not do the third and fourth. Third and fourth deals with 3 variables. So I'll be just doing one sum from that so that you can get an idea how to solve for 3 variables. So here exercise 1.3 sum number 1, the second subpart. 2 sums of homework from question number, that is from exercise 1.2, third question, third subpart, and exercise 1.3, first question, second subpart. So 2 sums for homework and assignments are there. So you have to complete your assignments. Just do not keep the assignments to the last moment. Just go on, so you just have a habit of solving 5 sums daily so that your work will be ready. So we stop here children. Let's meet in the next class.